Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Huggy Face Gaming here, and finally, we are back with another Dragon Ball video. Well, in all honesty, this isn't really going to be a Dragon Ball video per se. I'm actually be something about something that was actually mentioned within E3 that a lot of people kind of just left it by itself. I don't know why people aren't really talking about this as much, because this is a pretty big deal that they actually announced such a game. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I am actually talking about Jump Force. Jump Force, the game. My goodness, guys, I am so excited for Jump Force. I will be linking the trailer down below in the description if you guys want to check it out. If you guys don't even know what I'm talking about, it's going to be down there below so you guys can watch the trailer. If you guys don't know what Jump Force is this is basically the second game after J Stars from the PS3 or J Stars Versus, which came, obviously from Japan to the US and whatnot, and everyone that didn't really have it before. We got J Stars Versus, which a lot of people are not fond of. If you actually ask a lot of people about J-Stars, you are going to be getting more hate than love. There is a selected few people who actually like J-Stars for what it is. I believe when it's J-Stars, that's actually kind of like, it's like a Xenoverse before Xenoverse became a thing, but instead of just Dragon Ball characters, it's like every single type of anime character that is like almost known to man, or like the famous ones per se, not like every single character, just like the main ones. A lot of people had issues with that game just because of the fact that the gameplay and like the graphics were a little clunky, as well as some characters people didn't really know about, because when it comes to J-Stars, you have to be like a hardcore anime fan to actually know what some of those characters are. Obviously, if you're just a casual person who watches anime, the only characters you're going to know are characters like from Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece. So it was crazy how they actually had all of those characters that people didn't really know about. But that's enough about J-Stars. We are here to talk about Jump Force, because Jump Force, my goodness, is that such a crazy game that I am super excited for. But the question I want to pose for this video, the main question I want to talk about is J Force or Jump Force, my bad, I don't know why I'm getting the names confused, is Jump Force going to be better than FighterZ? Now, when it comes to a question like this, it's all really up to perspective, because when it comes to Jump Force, the way the game actually looks, it looks more like, I'm saying, like a Xenoverse type game, like the way you could just roam around, do attacks, just have simple fights like that. That's kind of what J-Stars for me kind of looks like at this point. Obviously, I really can't say anything about it because the game hasn't came out or anything. I haven't gone like hands-on on the game itself, which I most likely will, because like I'm saying, that game looks absolutely phenomenal. I really can't wait for the game to come out. But there really is no saying if this game is really going to be better than FighterZ. The only thing I can tell you though about Jump Force that might be better than FighterZ are the graphics, because Bandai Namco, my goodness, are they really going for that stunning feel of graphics when it comes to Jump Force. Jump Force really introduces these anime characters, not really in their anime forms per se, but they're actually showing them with such beautiful graphics, with like the next high gen graphics, that really makes the characters pop out, like look more human than a cartoon, if that makes any sense. Because when it comes to games like, obviously, like the Naruto games, the One Piece games, even the Dragon Ball games in and of itself, like we've seen with Xenoverse and FighterZ, they go more for a like cartoony type, because obviously that's what these games are actually more for. It's kind of just cartoony, just kind of missions and fights. But with this game, they did something to kind of just flip all of that. Like these characters just look so real to me. Like if you guys watch the trailer, like I'm saying, I will be linking it down below. The trailer really makes the characters pop out and look more alive. Like they really look human. That's what I'm trying to say. And if you guys watch the trailer, you will notice that when you see characters like Naruto, Luffy, even Goku and Frieza, when they're actually fighting as well, it has more of a realistic feel to it. Like it doesn't feel cartoony like we see within FighterZ. And obviously graphic wise, it beats FighterZ, it beats even Xenoverse for that matter. Like in my opinion, these graphics are the graphics for games like Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts type, like Square Enix type graphics. Like these graphics look extremely well. But that's where I feel like this game actually lacks, not in graphics but in gameplay, because we did get to see a fight between a One Piece character. I'm sorry, I don't know his name. All I know is that he has green hair and swords. If you guys are One Piece fans, you will probably know who I'm talking about, as well as we get to see him fight Sasuke. Now, when it comes to the fight that they actually showed, like the gameplay fight between the two, which obviously I will be linking that fight as well, so you guys can see the gameplay of the game down in the description below. Credit to any of the sources that I actually choose for, like, you know, showing the actual gameplay and trailer. All the credit goes to you guys. Just saying that just before I get any copyright or anything issues such like that. But when it comes to the gameplay, I feel like the gameplay is more leaning towards the audience of those who have played the Xenoverse saga. Like, that's how it feels like to me. And that's something that's going to be kind of hard to beat, because not a lot of people are really fond of that way of fighting. A lot of people, as of like this year, ever since FighterZ came out, a lot of people have been wanting that fast-pacedness of FighterZ. And FighterZ, being FighterZ, is more of a competitive game than, you know, just running around and having battles. And that's kind of what Jump Force kind of looks like to me, in my opinion. I don't see Jump Force being competitive at all. I feel like it's just kind of like a lofty game you and your friend can have. You see who's better at a fighting game, but, you know, it doesn't really maximize your strength to see who's better at the fighting game, because it looks more like a spam game than anything. Not like FighterZ. With FighterZ, you actually have to know the combos and whatnot. Just not my gameplay videos, because my gameplay videos are against bots that are like really, really low level, because I have a hard time fighting online. But, you know, the gameplay between these two are very, very different, and that's something that's really going to separate people, because a lot of people, when FighterZ actually came out, didn't like the form of which FighterZ actually was, because FighterZ is more for the fighting community, those who are actually pro and know how to play fighting games. They're not for those who like to spam key blasts and just spam regular moves, break staminas and whatnot. FighterZ is not like that. But the way that Jump Force is actually looking like, it looks like it could cater to all of those people who like the Xenoverse saga more than FighterZ. Like myself, I kind of do like Xenoverse more than FighterZ, but that's because of the fact that obviously you could just spam attacks and just have fun spamming attacks and getting people mad, whereas in FighterZ you actually have to sit down, learn the combos, learn how to execute the combos, and so on and so forth. So when it comes to the overall question as to if Jump Force is going to be better than FighterZ, I really cannot tell you guys right now, just because, like I'm saying, I have no clue as to how exactly this game is actually playing out, because obviously from that one gameplay trailer, we do get to see it's more like a Xenoverse feel game rather than like the actual competitive game like Smash Bros, FighterZ, Street Fighter, games like that. So it's not going to have that feel to it, but just the graphics alone, like I feel like the graphics alone could really push this game to be something better. Is it going to beat FighterZ? Like I'm saying, I have no idea. It might, for those who actually like the Xenoverse saga more, but at the same time I do feel as though the fighting community, the ones that like these fighting games, are way bigger than those who like the role-playing games like Xenoverse. And at the same time, like I'm saying, the graphics are stunning. I feel like the graphics in and of itself should be enough to kind of make the game on launch way better than it actually is. And as well as if we get more trailers down the road to see who exactly we are going to be seeing as characters, because obviously when it comes to Jump Force, we are going to be getting a lot, and I mean a lot, of characters from different animes. And for my predictions, I mean, obviously when it came to the trailer, like I'm saying, we did get to see Luffy, we got to see Naruto, we got to see Goku, obviously like the three big ones of the anime community. We got to see the first villain, which was Frieza. We got to see Sasuke versus the, like I'm saying, like the green-haired pirate from One Piece. And obviously at the end of the trailer, we do get to see a special character, which I'm not going to spoil. I'm going to let you guys actually watch the trailer to see if you guys know who that character actually is, because I know who the character is, but I don't watch the anime that much. So it was pretty interesting to actually see that character at the very end. But as my guesses as to which anime characters I want to see, I do want to see some One Punch Man characters in there. Hopefully we could get at least Genos, because obviously it wouldn't make sense for Saitama to be in a game where he can't one punch anything, unless they make it more like, you know, the Dragon Ball games in which we get to see people use Krillin like in FighterZ and somehow manage to defeat the higher power people. Maybe we could get something like that. But when it comes to Jump Force, I really do want to see at least Genos in it. If not, hopefully we could get Saitama. If we could get Saitama in Jump Force, guys, I'm gonna be so happy. I will like definitely buy it on launch if it comes with Saitama. But if it doesn't, I'll probably still pick it up no matter what, because obviously anime channel, right? Might as well get all the anime games out there. But what are your guys' predictions on this game? Are you guys super hyped for Jump Force? Is this a game you guys are actually interested in buying? Will you guys actually be checking out my gameplay videos when I actually release, you know, Jump Force gameplay videos? Because I do want to kind of try out the game before anyone else actually buys it, to see if they actually want the game or not. And like I'm saying, which game do you think is going to be better, FighterZ or Jump Force? That's a really huge question that a lot of people right now are actually talking about. But with that being said, guys, that's all I really have for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate all of you guys who are watching these videos. But before I end this video, I do want to say, if you guys like these videos, make sure to subscribe. Not only to subscribe, but hit the notification bell as well, because YouTube is kind of broken right now, where you actually have to hit the bell to actually be notified. So it's not just a simple subscribe and you can see my videos. You really do have to hit that notification bell to get notified when my videos go up. But I'm gonna stop rambling and I'll let you guys enjoy your day. Happy Father's Day to everyone. Forgot to mention that at the very beginning of my video. And until next time, I'll catch you all in the next video. I'm gonna let the gameplay roll, guys. Peace.
Bring the dawn of an era to this world.